morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Raja Mukherjee, and welcome to my channel, The Value Creation Playbook. Today, in episode 23, we talk of data strategy, especially around how we work around the assets, what do we do on the clean groups, and of course, monetization. Let's dive right in. The data strategy imperative is something that we have to understand why it is the most critical factor in every successful transformation that we work on. Essentially, how does data reshape the company's growth, differentiate, and monetize the data that they hold? Data is no longer a passive byproduct of operation. It's a strategic lever, a source of competitive advantage, customer insights, and new revenue streams. McKinsey said that 23% more are likely to acquire customers and 6 times more likely to retain them if they had access to the right data points. In this episode, as we normally do in all other episodes, we talk of only three things. Here also, we'll talk of three pillars: treating data as a strategic asset, second, enabling privacy first collaboration through clean rooms, and lastly, monetizing data internally and externally. Let's try to unpack each of them as we move forward in our episode today. Let's start by talking of data as a strategic asset. Historically, data was stored in for compliance or reporting. Everybody had their data retention strategies, data storage timelines. Today also they do, but the purpose is very different. Today, data is an intellectual capital. Think about Uber. Is geotemporal demand, data paths, dynamic pricing, and route optimization. That's just not analytics. That's a defensible moat that you have around your business. To unlock this kind of value, companies need to shift mindset. Data must be governed, classified, and aligned with business outcome. It's just not an IT guy's job. Product, marketing, and finance must be at the table talking of what data they need, how they use it, and what's the way forward. Strategic assetization means treating data like an IP. It's a part of your infra. Let's make it more practicable. When we started talking of assetization framework, the VRIO framework helps assess whether your data is truly strategic. Value. Does it drive revenue or reduce cost? Rarity. Is it proprietary or uniquely collected? Immutability. Can competitors easily replicate it? Organization. Is it embedded in workflows and decision making? Take Amazon's purchase history data. It's valuable, rare, hard to mutate, and deeply embedded across functions. That's why it powers everything from recommendation to logistics. Use this model to prioritize which data sets deserve investment and which ones are just noise and you can just put them in the back burner. Now, a very interesting topic. We'll talk of governance and quality. Bad data, my friends, is worse than no data. Poor quality leads to flawed decisions, compliance risk, and of course, reputational damage. Governance is the antidote, and it's much more than policies. It's metadata management, lineage tracking, stewardship roles, and quality controls. HSBC's centralized governance across 60 countries to improve compliance and data quality. That's where tools like Informatica or Colibra help automate this. For startups, I would strongly recommend embed governance early. For enterprises who have been in existence for some time or could be decades, align data with the business KPIs. because trustworthy data is the foundation of strategic assetization. Now, fun part, data cataloging and classification. This is where sometimes we get it wrong, and this portion is becoming critical day by day as organizations grow and they're sitting on trillion and trillion bytes of data. Always remember, you can't use what you can't find. Cataloging organizes data into searchable repositories. Classification tags it by sensitivity, domain, and usage rights. FISA, big example, uses classification to manage clinical trial data, ensures compliance with FDA and EMA. Cataloging also boosts discoverability. Instead of duplicating effort, teams can reuse existing datasets, and classification enforces privacy, flagging PII or financial data or health records for stricter controls, or a mix and match of all of these. For VC-backed startups, this accelerates onboarding and audit readiness. Always remember, cataloging isn't IT hygiene. It's a strategic enabler where every one of the functional teams have to participate. One slider primer on clean room strategy. We can go hours and hours on this, but let's talk about clean rooms. These are secure environment where multiple parties can collaborate on data without exposing raw data sets. Imagine a retailer and a CPG brand analyzing campaign performance together. Clean rooms allow that while protecting customer identity. Platforms like Snowflake's AWS Clean Rooms and LiveRamp offer these capabilities. In a cookieless world, clean rooms are the future of collaborative analytics. They balance insight generation with privacy protection. And that is a game changer, especially when you are just getting to know each other clients, and you are discovering how best you can use each other's data sets. Privacy first collaboration. Remember, privacy isn't a blocker. It's something that enables long-term decision-making process. With regulations like GDPR, CCPA, and our very own DPDP Act, companies need new ways to collaborate. Clean rooms offer that. Techniques, lots of them. Anonymization, stripping identifiers, differential privacy, which is essentially adding noise to protect individuals, synthetic data, creating artificial data sets that preserve patterns. Nestle used clean rooms to run consent respecting ad campaigns. If you are a startup, this opens doors to enterprise partnerships. For well-established large organizations, enterprises, this means ecosystem insights without legal friction. A very high-level approach on a clean room architecture. Let's break down the tech stack. Essentially, there are three big layers, or you can say there are three core components. The first and foremost is the identity resolution, matching users across data sets. That's the key. That's where you start off with. Then is the permissioning, controlling what queries are allowed, who has access to what. And then the secure execution, generating insights without exposing raw data. Snowflake's clean room uses secure sharing and role-based access. Another example, Ad Exchange's standardization guide outlines best practices that they use, and which is also a good very reference point. So if you are a VC guy and you have a portfolio, clean rooms enable cross-company benchmarking without IP leakage. This is how you operationalize privacy-first collaboration. And this is the game changer, especially you are in a new startup and you are wary of what the other competitors are doing. This offers a safe haven for you to talk and discuss and understand what's happening. Let's talk of monetization. Just a very basic overview, I would say. Selling data isn't the only model. It's also about packaging insights into scalable offerings. Three models stand out: direct sale, raw data. Then DaaS, data as a service platforms. Or at the other end of the spectrum is insights as a service, dashboards, reports, or APIs. Mastercard sells anonymized transaction insights. NielsenIQ offers syndicated retail data. Internal use matters too. Predictive maintenance, churn reduction, personalization are always good data metrics to have when you're talking of large scale campaigns or you're trying to forecast on what's going to happen. The key is to treat data like a product, define use cases, pricing, delivery format, and of course, the legal boundaries, especially with so much of privacy laws coming into force. It's always best to be on the right side of the law rather than to have ambiguous situations and which leads to complicated conversations. Let's talk of marketplaces. The way I see this, marketplaces democratize data access. Platforms like Dovex, Snowflake Marketplace, and AWS Data Exchange lets companies buy, sell, or share data sets. Pricing models vary, of course: subscription, pay per query, tiered access. Nielsen IQ uses marketplaces to distribute retail data. Startups can offer niche data sets to enterprises, and of course, vice versa. If you are a VC backed firm, marketplaces offer visibility and also revenue. This is how data becomes a scalable business for you. Always remember, not all monetization is external. Internal use can drive massive value. GE uses sensor data for predictive maintenance. Banks use transaction data to detect fraud and personalize offer. Internal monetization means aligning data with operational KPIs, efficiency, retention, risk. It also requires cross-functional collaboration. If you are a startup or a VC-backed firm, internal data use builds investor confidence. For enterprises, it justifies data investments. What I'm trying to narrate is, while it's fine to look outwards, it's sometimes better to look inwards. Don't overlook value inside your own walls. External monetization, thing that you all love talking about. It involves selling or sharing data with partners, customers, or marketplaces. Weborama monetizes clean room insights with media partners. Telco bundles location data with ad services. Of course, packaging matters, so does legal clarity. Packaging, how you sell dashboards, APIs, or reports. And of course, legal has to be very articulate and have a very clear mark of demarcation around the contracts, who does what, who is giving and consent, who isn't, what the IP rights, etc. Now, just trying to reinforce the importance of navigating the ethical and the legal terrain, because it's not only about the technology where you get into a clean room, understand what's happening, and that's the end of it. There are tons of documentation, tons of processes that you need to follow: consent management, data contracts, IP rights, and compliance framework. The World Economic Forum's data ethics framework is a great guide. If you want to know more, I would strongly recommend you start studying that and use it for your regular work. Risks include privacy violations, reputational damage, and regulatory fines. Mitigation strategies: privacy by design, audit trails, legal reviews. Ethics also means fairness. Are insights used to empower or manipulate? Responsible monetization protects both brand and trust. It also demands a very structured roadmap, because it's just not one-off. It's a recurring thing that will keep on coming back to you, either add to your top line or give you enough sleepless lines that you'll not think of monetization again. Essentially, 4 phases. You will audit, which is all about cataloging and classifying data assets. Then you will do evaluation, assess economic value using VRIO and market comparables. Third, packaging, choose delivery formats, raw data, dashboards, APIs. And lastly, the go-to market. What's your pricing model? What are the legal contracts, templates that you have? What's the marketing collateral that you're talking of? I strongly recommend that you use platforms like Snowflake's Marketplace or AWS Data Exchange. And at the end of the day, I know sometimes I can sound like a broken pin, record pin, but you have to ensure compliance with GDPR, DPDP, and what have you. Build a playbook for consent, IP, and onboarding. That's going to be very helpful as you scale up. Because this isn't just about selling data, it's about unlocking its full business potential. That brings me to the end of today's episode. Hope you liked it, and I love presenting this topic to you. Let's stay connected, and of course, please do subscribe to my channel, help my channel grow, because the more you like it and the more feedback that you give, I will continue coming up with newer and newer topics that will all talk about business transformation and the insights that you so much need to ensure your transformation reaches its end goal, end destination. So speak soon. Till such time, take care, stay safe. Bye for now.